One
on
enemy
PC.
remaining.
He's dealing damage
One enemy
to
remaining.
beat through. Through the smoke as well. The Phantom soars on through towards Chims. It's all on Meatball Sub. Has to play around the triple smoke laid out by Tempest. Even uses that ulti. And even through the smoke again, this guy's popping off. Exploding inside a server. A thrifty win for Tempest. Finally fighting back.
I just like the fact where Trailblazers were coming out, and it just showed on where they're coming from, right? It just made it much more easier for him to trace it out and just shoot on that general direction. And he got the kill. Easy does it, you know, no much issues from them. At the same time, though, this was their ego, and they just pushed on with frenzies on hand, and it worked out so well that they're able to lead them out like a buck.
Just laying out the battlefield for them. If you can't see your opponents, you can't shoot them. And even if you can shoot them, you're not really entirely sure where they are. So who knows if your shots are hitting right. Some guys back on the default again. They split up all 5 players for themselves. Need as much map control as possible, especially around the tree area where you'd expect that they'll get the ult orb around arcade. Since this is the sheriff rounds for some guys, they'll need as much damage as possible. Zeroev eventually getting the one onto nobody. It's a really huge pick-off since the Jet has always been the one taking control of every extremity. Tempest starting hard. Alyssa fighting back 1-for-1. Some guys want to move, but they never expected Nap to be that close. Phantom pick up, and Alyssa has rotated back onto A side, opening the door for the whole attack.
Oh! Well, looks like we're gonna have a fried Alyssa right there. Shadow's run away, but the Molly just on the spot as of the moment. Him on it's missed.
Enemy remaining.
Convert this to a lot of kills on their end, as a thrifty will be given to some guys.
This is a hard-hitting game. I mean, we can forget about the technical difficulties and how tiptoey both of these teams have been going. I like the fact that they've been fighting for map control all day long. The sands area, where it's always so precarious, is something that some guys have been splitting upon through. Plus, the fact that they also get drop control and they aren't willing to take the passive approach after that. They just want to push through out of it. Usually teams would be the guys that want to like give drop just to play the passive angle, but they're hitting hard. And around arcade, that's where the focus is coming from. Arcade,
down,
the focus. Zero getting a double dip on PC. That lockdown and the frag onto Zeroev is making sure that some guys will have an open bomb plat, but not after 2 kills exchange.
Meatball Squad really wanted to try and get the kill. It would have been free if able to get that one out. Orbital strike though on the spot.
One
getting
enemy
the
remaining.
And 1391 looks like a couple of skirmishes here and there, bringing to a 3v1. Some guys cannot take the heat from Tempest, as Chims, he gets a triple on that round. And by the way, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, you can finally hear us now at Dubai Police Esports Tournament. In case you guys don't know, my name is Caster JT, and with me is Ramon.
Oh, hi, it is a beautiful day over at Dubai right now, and a beautiful start of this tournament. A very close scoreline for both Tempest and some guys, and this is the first of many games that we will be witnessing today. An attack that will herald as much confidence as possible for some guys. And the fact that they will also fight for A with all 5 members alive means that Meatball Sub is in a lot of trouble.
Definitely. And have you noticed how they're Tempest is playing, or how some guys are playing? It's very one-directional, where they just dash in and just take control of the side as they own it. Don't really go for any split pushes or so, just because they're full of confidence. Bringing with a lot of confidence, though, will get worked out, as a fact will be there. Chims and Zeroev getting those kills. 1391 getting another nice flash there, but because it will hit. Still a couple of more seconds remaining. Lockdown there for the defenders, pushing them out. 3v2. They're even gonna have the knockback. It's not gonna work out for the side of some guys. As Tempest, they knew what to do. They didn't really have to be on the side. They just had to go for the retake.
Gun here.
Yeah, and the fact that they are willing to take the Brimstone out, giving some guys the opportunity to play for smoke, giving false sense of security, since Tempest are already falling down to the lockdown anyway. forcing some guys to play the aggressive approach. But since they were already fighting up a 2 versus 4 anyway, they needed to fight head on towards that A main push. But nevertheless, you give up the site, and Tempest are ready with the retake head on with the numbers advantage and the ult that literally has distributed every single advantage back towards the Tempest side. 4-3, ladies and gentlemen, and Zeroev leading the pack against that B main push. And this time some guys need to work this out. A flash out, 1391 is able to get that frag onto Zeroev. That push onto B main, it has been botched.
It has been botched, but you know, they're not gonna really stop tracks here, or are they? It looks like it's gonna be an 8 take and a good lead. By the way, as I believe Meatball Sub is gonna be greeted by a lot of players. He does get 1 kill and able to just run away scot-free. Not a big issue for him. But meanwhile, this cool heard him coming from a mile away, being able to find out what he come on towards Meatball Sub, getting that kill. 5
enemy remaining.
Matters, still holding it strong as nobody's covering the flag, making sure that everything's gonna be a-okay, and the damage to the skull, that's gotta hurt. 50 HP, will it even matter until the very end? No, it will not. 44. It's been a back and forth action-packed game.
No,
where there's really no
leave it to me. I'll rough them up.
winner between these two teams.
See, think about this. Alyssa is supposed to be the guy who's supporting every single frag department over at some guys, but he's the leader. He's the guy who wants a top frag. He's the guy who wants to carry his team. And it's like he's using every single part of his util to support not only his team, but for himself as well. Aggressive showings out for both 1391 and Alyssa, decimating every single part of Tempest's attempt at getting proactive pushes over at the extremities. This time, they split off. 3 people over towards that A main push, while you got 1391 and Alyssa, the duo that has been making a lot of impact on map control, is threatening the position of Meatball Sub and the Killjoy. That's backed off for now.
Well, we were getting information from chat, by the way, chat. Apparently, Red is Tempest, and some guys are. That's what they're saying. To be honest, nobody, he did try to go for a showstopper, but it's not gonna hit. Being able to get that flat, never mind. 5 HP, knocking it around, up and down. He's alone, as there's no way for him. That's like being planted. But that is it. 5-4. I don't know how the economy has been looking at, but it's a bit of a question mark, as it's full of give and take on what's happening, and I believe that the attackers have figured out what is the best way of attacking, what is the weakness for the defenders, what is the best way to go split. Do we go for pickoffs, or do we just play slow and push until the very end of the shot clock?
I think it's been a question of where they find Meatball Sub and the Killjoy, since that's been the weak link for Tempest and how they've been defending on both AMP. It's usually the active pushes from the Jet and Alyssa that usually makes a lot of difference for whenever they want to pick up, right? But this time, some guys, they're the guys that want to take map control very aggressively. Div on PC. Pistol round push and chims. Opening up the side itself with a 1-for-1. At this point, that lockdown will not be able to take any sort of value, since that ultimate will destroy it entirely. 1391 opens up the side again. Alyssa gets knocked down by Nav. A double kill from the Killjoy. And at this point, even though some guys have the site, they need to pick up away, since all 3 members of Tempest have gotten the site themselves.
Yeah, they're pushing them, they're hunting them down. Still, they're going to be able to find one orbital strike currently being used to stop them at their tracks. But will that be enough? As the spike is going rather low, and looks like they are going to get that defuse. And by the way, hi everybody! We are trying to fix all the technical difficulty that's currently happening, especially with audio issues. And hopefully now it's going to get fixed, because we've been hearing gaming music as the game has been happening. So I'm like, you know, it's a frag to be in a tournament happening as of the moment. So yeah, nice to meet you all. And
we've been casting like this.
Yeah, they're gonna go for 1v3. They're gonna get that kill. I can't believe it. Oh my god, what is happening? I can't believe what's happening right now. You know, I feel like that's what has been the story of it. But so far, it's been a back to forth action between these two. And there you go! There's no more music!
The DJ has retired, ladies and gentlemen, and now we're getting all Valorant action. Tempest back on the defense as some guys they aggress on. There's one flash triggers 3 smokes entirely from Tempest themselves, and that ultimate means that they are in a lot of trouble. Nobody already opens up the site.
One enemy remaining.
Kalrune taking
Spike
control
down,
of things.
B.
And they even try to enter as they did. Get a lot of bodies on the floor, even flash support Lisa. Now you're gonna be able to survive as much as possible unless a clutch with that vandal happens. Will it happen? Oh my god, that shot! Crispy, clean. But still a lot of things needed to be done here. As it's still 1-on-2. Up, this is the dash looking for him. Zeroev is able to escape that one out. Oh, he's
One enemy remaining.
What happened? The clutch, one bullet, and the dream reloaded. Got 5 bullets remaining, and Kalrune says, not today, El Papi.
Last round in
Kalrune
the half.
saving the day for his teammate, even though Zeroev gets caught off with mid-dash. And some guys almost getting the clutch for this round. They needed that so bad so they could equalize against some guys. But Tempest falling back on Kalrune to pick it all up. Saving the day for his teammates, and it was so close, but that was one expensive round for Tempest. They used a lot of ultimates for them to secure themselves that B main push, but the fact that they also fought back with just firepower alone and that up from Zeroev. A lot of impact with those early games means that Tempest, they're struggling with every point of util and every point of entry that they got. And I'm looking at Alyssa to bring back everything for nobody. Because the Raze has been starting off so slow as Zeroev will whip the shot. He has to defend every single point of entry, but never expected 1391 to take the lurk presence over at B main. And this is all Tempest all around. But some guys, since this is the last round and they got the lockdown, they need to fight back here.
Initiated.
Hard against boy. Lockdown, it's gonna help a lot.
Right here.
No one's pushing them up right as the moment starts and trying to enter towards and Kalrune. They're getting 1-for-1 trade-offs here and there. Regardless of that, so, oh no, chims! He thought he got a kill.
Last player standing.
Blind here. Oh, left alone.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, Kalrune again stops them at their tracks. First half, 8-4. Some guys
Change of plans.
Some guys make it work out.
Yeah. Back-to-back wins
Switching
for
sides.
Kalrune on the 1v1 breach attempt. And
This isn't a fight.
this fight, some guys are brimming with a lot of confidence. This is looking like a really good CT start for them, especially with how much and how hot this breach has been for some guys. Kalrune, always the lifesaver for every single part of their CT side. And now, I'm excited to see if nobody can push the buttons of the T side of some guys this time around. The attack is looking pretty
Right
unique.
here.
4 people around that arcade side contesting as much as they want to over at that Killjoy. And Nav has to be the guy
Just cool
that
down. We're good
tries
enough
to
to
lurk on
win.
towards A main, contesting that right stack over that A side. And looking like an assignment that needs to be studied. And Div on PC, he gets spotted. Yeah, we heard it. We heard the ladder come down, and Meatball Sub takes full advantage.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to put a setup, you should have done it way earlier, and without even getting information, you're going to
Spike down, B.
and hold your time to get this
Last
pull
player
down
standing.
here. With
One enemy remaining.
Not happening, but the reload, right click again. These two have been dueling it out to each other, neck to neck. Now it's currently going to be 10-4. Tempest. You know, 9-4 in this scenario, you're up against a bonus round. You need to start winning these crucial fights, those crucial skirmishes.
Kalrune has a 3-0 head-to-head against Alyssa. It's like Alyssa's been killing everybody else, but Kalrune wants to fight heads-on. And as you said, this bonus round is it's a good pinpoint to the strength of some guys right now. All that aggression, they have started that out on the CT side, but now they're bringing that, translating it towards the attack this time around. Good flash out, nobody. Does put the page shells in, but Nav wants to aggress on. He's the entry, and he's the guy to lay the law down over at that A site.
Oh, that was a pretty interesting play there. Could have gotten 2, but still not going to be enough. Div and Co. What can they do to attack towards this site? I mean,
Spike planted.
it's going to be hard, right? You don't really have much guns at hand. Yes, you do have a couple, but it's going to be good. I will work out. Not going to work out if there's 3 players saying hello towards you. And the team ace is going to be there for Meatball Sub. They gotta stop them at their tracks because the momentum has been shifted all towards the attackers here. 10-4. They only need 3 more rounds to win it out. But will it matter?
Very interesting coach on the defending side. Anyway, for Tempest, I believe it has been the same story that we saw in first half, where some guys, it's like they're playing with the double duelist setup, but Alyssa is playing the duelist on the breach with that much util, just so Zeroev could have lots of time, lots of coverage for him to make some space and dismantle the defense entirely. The early flashes from some guys have been making it so Tempest don't have any sort of aggression over around a main. That's why nobody hasn't been activated. I mean the player, right? The Raze over at Tempest hasn't been doing well on the early duels. Plus, you haven't been seeing proactive pushes as well from the Jet as well. So Tempest, maybe they need to counter out the Sky and the Breach, but they don't have the KOs, so maybe they could just wait it out. But that also means that they're giving away that important space of the map, just so some guys can convert to the round itself. So I don't really know the answer to that.
I mean, you have to take into effect that he did kind of like force buy here for the side of Tempest, trying to answer out the bonus buy coming from, you know, some guys. At the end of the day, you are in a double duelist setup, right? And necessarily so, you should be winning when you guys were the attacking side, but no, they were stopped down. They had a difficult time trying to enter, and sadly, we're not going to be seeing the action that's happening on the whole way to the other side here, as somehow, some way, Tempest
Spike down A.
You win it out.
Huh. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it. That's like 3 Deagle shots. A lot of guns falling towards the hands of some guys. And Nav was playing the lurk, but the Spectre brought up. We gotta take that out of the VOD, ladies and gentlemen. We saw nothing. Nothing. Nobody died. Nobody died in this round in particular. Nobody taking the last shot here.
I would have wanted to see
Tempest are on a meltdown. But at this point, their Deagles literally are the lifesavers.
Yeah, it definitely is. I would love to see like an instant replay of just the 720 turnaround from some guys. Yeah, it's like you cue that song, you spin my head right round. It just keeps going and going. He was panicking at that point. DPI set to 9,000. I don't know, but that was a joy to see. Meanwhile, though, B side, there's nobody there.
Yeah. I think this is the gamble stack on A site, and that is gonna tiptoe back. They didn't hear any much noise over that A main. Now they do because of that Trailblazer. Definitely gives them a main, but now that the smoke has fallen down, it does give a lot of time for Tempest to overthink.
Coming back.
Falling back to the 5-man stack over at that Sans position. Well, you got Nav relaying that much information towards some guys. Nobody's around B. And now, this is the time for them to rotate. 1391, the first contact.
That's done.
Only that Vandal is enough to take down Meatball Sub. Opens up the side again over to the B side. They have control over B as well as the generator position. That's where Nav can just hide off and play the cutter.
They have to okay, they actually are going to use it. Gonna knock them back as much as they can. Will it matter at the end of the day as Tempest? Yes, it will. They're getting a couple of kills here and there. Zeroev and Cole.
Last player standing.
Play here. Gonna use the knockback. What, the knife out? Uh-oh, could be costly. It seems so. Being able to get one, but will be traced from behind. Oh, you hate to see it. Bad habit.
Oh, no.
Not to be shown just right in our very eyes.
The Mago smoke saving the day for some guys. And that one mistake That's Zeroev. He pulls out his knife. And he had the perfect opportunity to get a 3K there after a timely rolling thunder all the way from B main. But because of the smoke, he wasn't able to figure out where the last two defending players are. Zeroev will call out timeout. They need that reset. They need to find out and leak every single part of their attacking defense this time around. Some guys, they are falling down to the ground, and a lot of their post plants. And Tempest, they're getting every single round that they need to. As much as we would like to see them fight back against some guys, they still need to build back. It was a really close round from the recent parts against some guys. If they can make sure that they can build economy back up, then I'd have more confidence to make this an even playing field. But some guys still have a really good lead, and they still have a lot of rounds to lose.
You know, I always wonder, like during timeouts, right? Like, what do people usually discuss here, right? Like, let's say we go on a timeout, you and I, Ramon, okay? We're on a timeout. It's 10-6. So what do we talk about? You know, like I'm thinking about, you know, chili hot dogs.
Yeah, I'm thinking about what time we get off. Like, what time do you get off after this cast? Just so we can eat chili hot dogs together.
Could you imagine an actual tournament and then when you hear the comms of the enemy team, it's just them casually talking about food. That would be really funny. Really funny to see.
Out of charges.
Nonetheless, they are doing almost the same thing that they usually do here. For some guys, they always have one guy lurking and all 4 players all together. But nonetheless, though, it's not really a buy round on their end of the day. It's just full of pistols, full of sheriffs.
Get out of my
way! And
way!
they're gonna try and play around that with what they have, unless a Zeroev is able to find something here with a Blade Storm. Still, force of habit, don't put that other knife away. This is not the knife that you want to show them here. Because Zeroev is able to at least get a couple of information, and that should will be there. Currently flying from above, able to get a headshot on towards them. Nobody does get a singular kill here for his team, but at the end of the day, they still play it slow, and they're gonna double back and go to A. Big brain plays is what we're noticing right now.
I think they just pick out Nav, and that entirely stops the push up for some guys. They leave the jet inside of that arcade position, and 1391 already spots out at least one of the lurkers over towards that Sans position.
Right
that
there.
notices them
30
over towards that
left.
east side push, but Meatball sub definitely gaining the momentum against Alyssa this time around. Good flash means that they are able to control that Sans position for now. Some guys, they fall back again to the A main push. It's another setup for 1391 to capitalize on that. And smoke in towards the bomb. Meatball sub, a good double kill, but they also
player standing.
the back lines. 1391, a triple kill. It's all a 1v1. Tempest and Jet Action pulls out the knives. One more shot to do it. One more to the head. There's a round. 11 rounds. And need one more for match point.
Calm and collected. Zeroev was there. The pressure was on for him to make a mistake on this eco that he had, but he crawled out of it. First off, he chased all the way for Div, grabbing that kill. He rotated all the way to the A side. Meatball sub, bringing a massive advantage for some guys. If it wasn't for him, this would have not been a victory. But nonetheless, some guys, that timeout, it definitely worked out for them as they're able to concuss a plan out of this.
I mean, look at the adaptation too. After they kill off Killjoy's over, some guys, they decide to adapt, rotate back around A side since they already rotated back onto the B for the response. Smokes out. This means that some guys are committing fully. They haven't spotted out Div, and finally they do so. They anchor down, and Meatball Sub finally getting the catch onto nobody as well. It's a full B side plan. They don't have anything to try to decline that.
It's gonna be hard. Tempest, they are being pushed on towards the back. And this is, I believe, their buy again. 1391 grabbing a kill for his own, but still, numbers are not in their advantage. Litha will most likely fall down. Nope, let's get it. Trying to make it work out, but they just got their number. Swinging at the same time, front and center. Some guys, they're ready to take this game. They're ready to take this victory. Unless Tempest has something to say about it.
So we're about to say like some guys are about to win their first game, huh?
I mean, it's just not any guy, dude. It's just some guys.
Yeah. Yeah,
can't
they're just
believe
some guys, you know?
Yeah, you're like, who won?
It'd be weird if we ended the tournament with some guys just winning. Some guys
I
just
don't
won a
know,
new
like-
tournament.
Some guys just won it. And the possibility is still there as they're showing us on how well they can attack on towards Fracture, even if they only have a single duelist compared to double duelist that was, by the way, on towards Tempest as Nav. He's gonna be able to enter. He's gonna be. Shot from the end as Alyssa claims to hit those shots. I can't believe what's happening before my eyes as they are trying to take things control, but stopping them at their tracks. It's gonna be a 3v3 Zeroev.
One enemy remaining.
Yes, greeted
Spike
by.
down B.
Now it's Jet 1391 left alone.
One
Wait,
enemy remaining.
That's one, but not able to convert to another.
Attackers win.
And that's it. Ramon, some guys have just hecking won it.